think I forgot to put gas in it. Nope, no I didn't. Here we go.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's start this video with the reigning Arnold champion and the former Mr. Olympia Derek Lunsford. So Derek is having a very good offseason post his Arnold and the Pittsburgh Pro win. So he was the most disappointing guy on the Olympia stage last year and he ended this season with a bang. I mean, he was able to beat the reigning Mr. Olympia champion Samson Dauda at the Arnold, and Derek staying in shape for such prolonged period of time. That just allows him to extend this phase of the prep. So the current physique shows that he looks big, and that means he has been eating big, consuming a lot of calories in order to get bigger in all the right areas. But this particular thread about Derek, that isn't so much about his physique update. It's about a top IFBB pro developing a very thick skin and not taking any kind of criticism personally. So I am referring to Lee Haney's comment in regards to Derek, where he said that the front relaxed, that is like a motorbike stance, in which both Derek and Samson, they got picked apart. And instead of throwing out an emotional response all over the internet, he replied in the most hilarious way possible. And that was today in his most recent YouTube video.
If I turn the wrist down like this, it looks even more like a Harley, you know? I think I forgot to put gas in it. Nope, no I didn't. Here we go.
Now it will be so great if the other IFBB pros, they also develop a thick skin, because at the end of the day, all that matters is what the judges think and how they respond to a certain pose or certain someone on the stage. And again, let me put this on record. When Derek hit that front relaxed back in 2022, when he first came into the men's open, the crowd just went absolutely bonkers, because that was one of the most impressive X-frame that we ever saw in the entire history of this sport. So a big shout out to Derek for giving the bodybuilding fans a reason to smile, because that Harley moment, that was pretty hilarious. Next up, we have an update from Ors Olympia. Notice those shoulder striations and how they're peaking right now. So this is him at 15 weeks out of this year's big show, aiming to bring his most ripped and most detailed physique that we have ever seen from him in the past. And this is one great plan by Ors. Now, first of all, Ors is only gonna be able to make that weight cutoff if he comes in ripped to the bone. So with this long off season and the fact that he was so lean at 265 pounds, there is no other way for Ors to make the weight cutoff but to get bone dry and be at his all-time best in terms of his conditioning. And secondly, this is Ors's only chance of having a shot at that Mr. Olympia title. The thing is, we all know, muscularity-wise, he simply isn't gonna be close to a guy like Mike Sommerfeld. His back isn't gonna be the greatest on that classic physique Olympia stage, but his shape can certainly carry him all the way to the top. So that combined with a similar condition that we saw from a legend, Andrea Monzer, yes, that is the goal for Ors for this year's Mr. Olympia. So if he can do that, that is gonna be one hell of a package. So when Chris Bumstead was winning, he said Ors is the one who has the closest structure to Chris Bumstead himself. But the thing is, he was lacking some body parts at that time, like his arms and his back. But last year at Mr. Olympia, Ors presented the best look of his entire pro career. And I do think that we should get ready to witness some very noticeable improvements on Ors's physique, as he had this entire year to focus on just growing and bringing up his lagging body parts. So Jordan Hutchison is looking too dry and too ripped for being 6 weeks out of his first show of the season, and that is gonna be Tampa Pro. So no wonder why he's getting such massive refeeds. And that is so he doesn't burn away the muscles, because 6 weeks, that is plenty of time till it's stage time. So this is the crazy part about bodybuilding. Look at those shredded glutes with another 6 weeks to go. Even some of the top Olympians, they do not even have shredded glutes, even on the stage, let alone 6 weeks out. And here is Jordan, cruising into the show, looking absolutely ripped. So Texas Pro last year, that was the show where Jordan presented his all-time best. And that was also his last show. So it's gonna be a one complete year between the stage time for Jordan. So he was sitting above 290 pounds at the peak of his off-season. But as soon as he flipped the switch and he started the prep, he came down very fast. And he's still weighing in the high 260s. So he's definitely gonna be one of those guys to really look forward to at this upcoming Tampa Pro and Texas Pro. So Jordan got his career's best placing against Andrew Jack last year at Texas Pro, which was second. So this time he's coming in fully motivated to move up one place and qualify for his first ever Mr. Olympia. So how do you guys think Peng Yonglong is gonna do at his men's open bodybuilding debut at this upcoming Tampa Pro? So regardless of his placings, we can guarantee one thing. He's probably gonna have the best legs and he's gonna have the physique with the prettiest lines on that Tampa Pro stage. The fact is, he was so 3D and so bubbly, even as a 212 competitor. And he wasn't meant to be in that division to begin with, simply because he was just way too big. So one can only imagine how he's gonna look like with an additional of 10 to 15 pounds of more muscle on his frame. Now, as a big fan of his physique, I sincerely hope that all that weight that he put on during this past off-season, that goes to his back. Because when he turns around, he's a totally different bodybuilder with a very weak back. At least that was the case when we saw him back in 2022, when he did his first ever Mr. Olympia and his only Olympia, and that was in the 212. Now Peng knows how to get in a superb condition. His best look was probably in that Thailand show, the one that he won, to earn his Olympia spot. So Peng took about 2.5 years in order to be confident enough to make his men's open debut. He did not do any show whatsoever in between. So this is gonna be a very anticipated return, not just to the bodybuilding stage, but in a bigger division. Next up, we have the physique update from Stephane, a truly gifted athlete with some of the most craziest muscle bellies, which are so reminiscent to some of the bodybuilding legends like Phil Heath and Kevin Levrone. So him and Patrick Tour, they are absolutely smashing this prep, and this is gonna be another men's open bodybuilding debut, the one that we have all been waiting for such a long time. Now, for those of you guys who do not know, he's doing France Pro, which is happening 2 weeks before the Olympia. So that makes him 13 weeks out, and that is one of the last Olympia qualifiers. And just look at that mind-blowing condition. Full-blown triceps, striations all across the chest, and the delts, which many competitors do not even have on the day of the show. And there is zero exaggeration in saying that Stephane is probably gonna be around 15 pounds heavier. At the very least, he could be even heavier than that, compared to what he was weighing while he was in classic physique. So he was very dry and very ripped in his last classic physique show, and he did win that show, and that too very comprehensively. But he always had to lose a huge amount of roundness and the pop to his muscles while making the weight cutoff. He always looked a lot better when he was a few weeks out while competing in the classic physique. But Patrick and Stephane, they are about to change all that at this upcoming France Pro show. So can Stephane crack top 3 in his men's open debut? Or maybe can he win that show? So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.